HighBridge, a division of Recorded Books, presents Mr. Robot, Red Wheelbarrow. File name EPS1.91_Red Wheelbarrow with a 0 substitution for the last O.txt. By Sam Esmail and Courtney Looney. Read by Lindley. You don't know me. There's no reason you should. If you've heard of me at all, it's probably as Hot Carla, but my name's just Carla. This is Elliot Alderson's journal, but now it's ours. Well, mine, that I'm sharing with you, so I've written you a few notes in it too to make sure you're getting all the right details. If you found this notebook, I hope you're qualified to read the intimate thoughts of one of the most interesting people you will ever encounter. Not everyone will be able to understand him, but everyone should know him. Everyone should know about the person who changed the world forever. I've always loved books. I've always wanted to write one myself, and maybe I still will, but this one I didn't write. You might find a few notes from me here and there, but that's just commentary. Now that the whole planet knows the name Elliot Alderson, I feel this journal has a greater life to be had. It was hard for me not to burn it like he wanted. When we were doing just that, burning this journal in the yard, I told Elliot why I burn books after reading them. Nothing stays the same, so I want to be the one changing it. It was nice to think this journal was something only between Elliot and me, but I know you deserve to read it too. Maybe knowing him a little bit better will change you like it changed me, or maybe not. Either way, here it is. A little something left behind from someone you may have only heard rumors about. I knew him for this brief time and still don't know if I'll ever really know him. I don't know if anyone can, or if anyone really should. Carla. Okay, here goes. Just imagine you're hearing all this straight from Elliot. Sorry you're stuck with just me, but c'est la vie. May 13th, 2015, 9:47 p.m. I'm not speaking to you right now, so I'm writing down all the things I would tell you if you hadn't betrayed me. I can't trust you, and even though I could really use someone to talk to, I'm choosing an inanimate piece of paper over you. Hope that stings a little. Well, if I'm being totally honest, this is for you. Whether you ever read it or not, whether we ever talk to each other again or not, this is what I would tell you, and I would start by saying, hello, friend. You may wonder why I've put myself. The handwriting smears here like the book was yanked from Elliot, and the next paragraph is in his, as in you-know-who's writing. It's different from Elliot's, like you can feel the anger underneath it. I don't like that he's writing all this to you and trying to put me in the deep freeze here, but I'm not too proud to take help where I can get it. You've got to talk some sense into him. We cannot be stuck in this analog nightmare. We need to get back into the game. You know it, and I know it. Now we just gotta make him know it. See what I mean? Now we're back to Elliot's writing. The notebook goes back and forth between them a lot, so I'm not going to point it out every fucking time, but if you just listen, I'm sure you'll hear the difference. Obviously, that was him. He's still mad at me for putting us in here. He's still fighting me, and I'm fighting back. Trying to, anyway. May 14th, 6:33 a.m. I am home. Well, what I'm calling home for the next 18 months, and shit's getting real. Anxiety, panic, 100% founded fear for my life and my mind. All that has been consuming me for the past 8 hours in here. A cornucopia of terror and regret has set in. I know you might think I've gone full-blown insane to actually put myself in jail, but I have a plan. Sorta. I'm working on it. All I know is that faced with being locked away, it just felt right in the moment. I can't trust myself out there, and until I can, I need to be cut off. No internet, no computers. Nothing for him to do but stare at four walls while I figure this shit out. Is it extreme? It's the definition of. But do I do anything any other way? And does he? Do you think I made the biggest mistake of my life doing this? If you do, you may not be wrong. I have no idea what to expect in here, and I'm not such an idiot to think it's gonna be rosy. The screams I heard from other inmates all night long have done a pretty solid job of already putting me on edge. Not to mention that I actually have to interact with all of these people on a daily basis. There's no escape from having people around all the time. Everywhere I turn, it's fucking claustrophobic, but I'm trying to get used to it. I have to. I have no illusions. I know, funny coming from me, that this is some sort of touchy-feely safe space for me to find myself, but it's the only option I had, and scary or not, I have to take it. I hope I can make it through this. But like I said, it's not like he'll cooperate in any other rational way. He's still refusing to tell me anything that happened that night, especially not where Tyrell is, so I gotta hold firm. If he's not talking, I'm not walking. It's that simple. So I gotta go to the brink to get to the other side. You understand, don't you? I mean, if I am crazy, the only way to beat it is with crazy. So that's where I stand on it. We'll see how this turns out. He wrote "eat in all caps here, and then he drew a massive dick. Also, a note from Carla. It's weird to think he doesn't remember the first time we really met this day. Guess it was him and not Elliot anyway. Is there a difference? Elliot thinks so, but is Elliot the whole or merely a divided part? Not sure I know the answer to that. Anyway, all he said was he liked my blue eyeshadow. He was probably being sarcastic, but I took the compliment because I was needing one that day. 1:45 p.m. Fuck. I just came to and I'm back in my cell. I don't remember breakfast, kitchen duty, or lunch. Shit. This brings to light a huge fucking flaw in this plan. I don't want him loose in here with all these other criminals. Whatever it takes, I cannot let him take over. I have to keep control. If I can do that, he can draw all the dicks he wants, and it won't matter till he's honest with me. Anyway, I just have to stick to a little thing lame self-helpers like to call fake it till you make it. Speaking of pretending, well, it's sort of hard to explain, but, well, I'll just say it and you can make of it what you want. Okay, so when I checked in yesterday, and I walked down these dingy halls and got to my beyond fucking bleak new bachelor pad, I pretty much fucking lost it. On the inside. My brain was starting to melt down at the giant fucking ramifications of the reality I've forced myself into. I'm definitely doubting if I did the right thing. Look, it felt really good to pretty much say fuck you right to his face during my sentencing. And if I'm being totally honest with you, I think I sort of hoped he would just go away while I was in here. That maybe, by being locked away, I could sever the ties from everything, including him. Like a panacea or something. Clearly that was an irrational pipe dream. So, when I got in here, I did all I could do to make it through. I just found it all a little easier to handle if I imagined my surroundings differently. More specifically, I've mentally turned this place into my mother's house. It's just a way to cope. I guess it's better than morphine, right? Don't answer that. It just helps is all I know, and I don't want to get into it any deeper than that. You can make your own psychological assessments on your own time, but I will explain how I see it. Probably best to draw it out. Elliot drew how he reimagined prison as his mom's home here. He drew her house and a diner next to it, but you can see inside both, kind of like a dollhouse. There are arrows out from parts of the brownstone and the diner to these bubbles, which have pictures of what each room actually looks like in prison. The laundry room, the cafeteria, and his cell. Pretty dismal place. I know it well. No wonder he blocked it out. I had no idea about this. He never told me anything about it, or his mother. More importantly, how could he turn Hollister into his mom? She's so mean. But I guess his mom's didn't sound like much of a peach neither. 10:26 p.m. It's crazy how one little word can change your whole life. Guilty. That's all I had to say to shock the shit out of everyone around me and piss him off beyond belief. Like I said, it felt good. Though they don't know it, I'm guilty of so much more than stealing a dog and saving Krista from even worse heartbreak than my actions caused her. So it felt good to say it out loud to someone, even if they don't know what I'm really saying. Shit. Remember when I first met you and I thought maybe I was crazy? Now I'm full-fledged, right? Whatever this is I have, it's fucking madness. I'm seeing and hearing him. I mean, look, I know you were there. You saw the whole thing. And there's a part of me that felt like you knew the whole time, but I won't get into it. Asshole. Bottom line is, how the hell do I become normal after this? Is it possible? Am I just doomed to be this nuts the rest of my life? Is there any way to come back from this? Can I later down the road be a normal person with a wife and a dog and tell my kids the story about the one time I lost my fucking mind and started seeing... I can't think about this anymore. I have to think about something else. Flipper. She really started to grow on me once she stopped pissing on my pillow. And I hate the idea that she's going back to that asshole Lenny Shannon. Maybe after all this, he'll learn he should treat her right. The least he could do is treat one of the women in his life right. Yeah, I know. He's gonna keep treating her like shit just like he does everyone else. Everything sucks. Krista. I haven't seen her since that last session. You were there, the big confession. Should I try to write her a letter and apologize? I also want to see if there's any shred of her that would ever even consider still meeting with me. I know, she might be a little fucking pissed at me right now, but she's an optimist, and I think that deep down she still thinks she could help me. I could use some of that help right now. That positive energy for change or whatever bullshit they're calling it these days. Plus, I'll take any help I can get with my problem. That's what it's come to, and that's why this is going on. Me scribbling down my thoughts and putting them out into the ether to see if there's some semblance of control to be had. See, I met this kid Leon the first day I was here. He was the one who got me this book and pencil. He seems innocent enough. It doesn't hurt to have someone show you the ropes, but I gotta keep him at a distance. I'm not falling into any traps of trusting anyone. And I don't need any friends. I'm better off solo for my stay. In fact, I need to be solo. I will say that Leon does seem to be okay with doing all the talking, and he isn't thrown off like most people when I just sit there and don't say shit. I think he was a little disappointed I didn't take him up on his offer of grandma porn, though. One thing he got into was telling me about surviving in here, and how he's all for establishing a routine, getting yourself into the cycle of the mundane, and it hit me that this journaling bullshit could help. I mean, therapists are always harping on how writing stuff down helps with deciphering patterns of behavior and working to change them, so here I go. Writing bullshit down, with fingers crossed that I can get rid of my insane, impulsive father figure who causes me to get myself and everyone I know into trouble. And really, who am I kidding? I've got absolutely nothing else to do with my time for the next 18 months. Might as well blab to these pages here. But will it actually help in the long run? I mean, really, isn't this just glorified mental masturbation? What do you truly get out of writing in these journals other than your own self-indulgence times infinity? Despite that, I'll press on. Okay, not sure how to end one of these entries. Peace. Until next time. TTFN. How about Major Tom signing off? Jesus fucking Christ, that's lamer than hello, friend. All you're gonna hear from yours truly, the Carla, is that I'm keeping my opinion on whether this journal was any good for him or not to myself. May 15th, 9:57 a.m. Blah, 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 blah. It's like day 2 of doing this, and I already don't feel like writing a thing. I found a book in the library about how to journal. Yeah, don't worry, I didn't let anyone see me reading it. But they say even if you don't want to, just keep doing it. Keep going and just write. Write anything that comes to your mind. Just write nonsense, nothing, So Elliot wrote nothing here on the bottom of the page over and over again in concentric circles? Talk about boredom. Or just majorly avoiding writing down what he really wanted to say. Alright, I won't just make this entry a jerk-off. I'll try and share some shit. What I'm trying not to say, because I don't want to think about it anymore and I don't want to be a broken record, is that I'm still not 100% on being here. It's also not helping that he's in a full-scale attack mode. I woke up today already eating breakfast. The previously fine line between when I'm awake and when I'm dreaming is getting fuzzier and fuzzier. That's his intention, to get me off balance, and it's working. Fuck. I know, you're thinking it too. This is gonna be so much harder than I thought. It's even more depressing when he keeps telling me that he knows it's only a matter of time. He said he should just sit back and enjoy the jumpsuits, 'cause I'm gonna crack on my own anyway. He thinks I won't be able to handle it, that there's no way I'll accept this mediocre existence. Maybe he's right. Am I gonna look back at kicking morphine and think it was cake compared to this? Not gonna lie, I already kinda miss my life, and I don't know if it feels like I even have one in here. I feel like a zombie locked in a fake video game world with a bunch of other zombies living out a simulated existence controlled by our Matrix-esque robot overlords. Am I even really awake right now? Did this all really happen? Maybe I gotta cut myself a little slack. Not only am I figuring out what it is I've just done to myself here, I'm still processing everything that's been happening over the past few days. Shit, the past 6 months. And it all begins and ends with him. I still sorta can't believe it, though I totally believe it. It all makes perfect sense. What doesn't make sense is if I caused this, all of it, why can't I get rid of him too? How does he have such a strong hold on me? Why do I let him? 1:27 p.m. So Leon keeps following me around. For some reason, he's taken a liking to me, or he has an ulterior motive. I always seem to find a shadow. Speaking of which, he's still hanging around, and he's fucking mad. Like right now, he's just singing "It's the End of the World as We Know It" over and over again. Yeah, I agree, not incredibly original and definitely on the nose, but what he doesn't know is that I'm starting to get used to the rhythm of the repetitiveness, and it's very relaxing, actually. His singing voice, on the other hand, well, let's just say he's not going to be starring in any musicals at the Hollywood Bowl anytime soon. So far, it's pretty nice to be on the giving end, being the one of us who's driving the other one crazy. Maybe I could get used to this and agree with Leon. Maybe the monotony is just fine. Maybe I'll even go to the basketball court with him in a little bit. That's a lot of maybes, but I'm trying. Oh, got a letter today. Well, not exactly a letter. It was just a blank sheet of paper with my address on it inside an envelope. Not sure what it means, but I definitely don't trust it. Maybe it was a bureaucratic mix-up. Maybe it was my welcome to your life of incarceration packet, and some drone in the communications center got consumed with whatever dumb UFC fight was on that day and forgot to put the actual letter in before sealing it up. That's the only explanation I can come up with right now. So weird, right? 9:21 p.m. I've got it. I did end up at the game with Leon, and I figured it out. He tried to disrupt things by taking over again. It was really weird this time because he did it really quickly. Like I was sitting there watching the game and then nothing. Then I came back and the game was just ending. It totally fucks with my mind to have Leon talking about something and then just pick up at the very end of what he's saying. It's like falling asleep during a movie and waking up when the next movie has started and you've no idea what story you're in. Anyway, though I'm sure he thought he was getting a good dig at me by taking over, it actually further drove my revelation from my basketball-inspired train of thought. Rules. I mean, the rules of that game are totally lost on me, but I will acknowledge that those guys running around are following something that tells them what to do and when to do it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make my own set of rules to follow. Strict and regimented to keep myself on a path, to keep myself from being distracted, tricked, or used by him. I'm gonna freeze that motherfucker out, and you're gonna help me. Here's the plan, and it's simple. Every day, I'm gonna do the exact same thing at the same time. Establish a routine that I will not break under any circumstances. Every minute planned and accounted for. That shouldn't be too hard in a place that already has a boring-ass routine set up for me. And I'm gonna keep track of every single thing here in this journal. Everything recorded, time-stamped, and in print. There will be no chance for him to steal time without me knowing it. Here's the regimen. 6:30 a.m., wake up. 8 o'clock a.m., breakfast. 10 o'clock a.m., kitchen duty. 12 o'clock p.m., lunch. 2 o'clock p.m., rec time. 4:30 p.m., laundry duty. 6 o'clock p.m., dinner. To be determined other activity. 10:30, lights out. He is laughing at me, but I can tell he's kind of scared too. May 16th, 6:30 a.m. So it begins. The regimen. I like calling it that. Sounds very legit. I think most people start out on a new routine with all this hope that this could be it. This could be the thing that changes your life. Not me. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fucking bomb the fuck out of this. But that's not gonna stop me from trying and ignoring every instinct that's yelling for me to stop all this bullshit right now. 9:15 a.m. Leon found me at breakfast again. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a regular thing. Anyway, while we were trying to get our food, one guy, well, I say guy, but it's Hot Carla, who Leon told me is transgender. When I first saw her in here, it shocked the shit out of me. It's hard to tell she's not a girl until you get really, really close up. Anyway, she busted another guy's cheek open with a cafeteria tray right in front of me. Here's my grand entrance into Elliot's world. I can't decide if it's totally embarrassing or sort of badass. I had to duck to miss the second swing she took at him, or else I would have been fucked up. Shit. Even if you're minding your own business around here just waiting for your Salisbury steak, you still get caught up in other people's bullshit. The other inmates were getting pretty riled, And then he came right up to me, yelling about what a mess I've gotten us into and how it's basically a life or death struggle to survive each day in here no matter what I do. He actually seems scared, and he rarely gets that rattled. So, of course, that freaked me out more. I guess that's what he wanted. Finally, the guards got everyone in check. They're used to it, the aggression. What do they expect when they corral a bunch of exceptionally hostile individuals into one bland, mind-numbing institution? Shit's gonna blow. The weirder part is how quickly everything just goes back to normal, and the blood is just hosed off the floor like nothing happened. Everyone else just went right back to chowing down and laughing it up. Fucking surreal. Leon said that guy's been asking for it from Hot Carla. He and lots of others around here don't leave her alone much, for obvious reasons. So in that case, good for her for taking a swing. I'm just glad I ducked in time. Maybe my reflexes are just on high alert since you can feel the tension between people in here. And no one needs much of a reason to fuck someone else up. It's a super weird vibe. Movies don't totally get it wrong. There are groups of gangs and race lines drawn between prisoners, just like they say. It's not that much different from the outside. Everyone's trying to survive and finding their people to help them do it. I'm just trying to do it with as few people as possible. To be alone. Look, I'm not saying that's the way to live. You know there are always going to be those people I keep close. So, okay, other than those people, loneliness is the only thing I know, especially in here. No vulnerabilities, and no alliances. I think that'll keep me safe, right? I don't know. Maybe I do need someone to back me up if someone comes at me with a tray one day. I guess for most people it's scary to be on their own, but that's the only way I know, and I'm gonna go with it. Though I will admit, Leon's sort of worming his way in. Fuck. I really fucked up by coming here, didn't I? Understatement of the... There's a drawing of a snake in a figure 8 from him here. It's saying nom nom as it eats its own tail. When I think about the concept of Ouroboros, it just seems like a self-inflicted cycle of torture. Maybe that's what he's getting at here. That this struggle will just be a never-ending cycle of pain until Elliot can accept his duality. Also, since I'm being totally honest here, I'll admit that this guy got it for me because he stole one of my lipsticks, not for the other reason Elliot thought. I may be the one and only me around here, but there are plenty who want to be like me, if you catch my drift. 1:27 p.m. The last thing I remember was writing about Leon worming in, and now I see this. He's fucking with me. He wants me to know he's still able to take over. He's flexing his muscles to show I can't beat him. What I want to know is, what the fuck was he doing? Like I said, this is an ideal playground for a psychopath like him. He cannot go unsupervised. He always has another agenda. Am I playing right into his hand? Shit. He could actually want me to be here, and he's reverse psychologied me into all of this. I probably shouldn't even be writing anything in here. He could just be reading it and using it all against me. And what does all that drawing mean? It's Ouroboros, of course, but is the obvious reference the one he's intending? Or is there more to it? Part of me wants to ignore it since he could just be doing his own worming into my brain. But what if it is something important? What if there is some message there? I've been racking my mind to make sense of it. I haven't found anything else he's written in here, or anywhere else in the cell, but I'm gonna keep an eye out. Right now, what I can do is go find Leon. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but stop. I'm still alone. I just happen to find him entertaining. That's all. Leon is not a friend. 4:03 p.m. Add enlightening to that. Leon was with him at lunch. Apparently when Leon was mid-conversation about the latest...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?